Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Beyond Radio Sport. We're back after,
a week.
Yeah, a week because we couldn't, I'm not sure if I can say whether the reason why our show wasn't on.
This is a great start, James. We weren't on last week because of unforeseen circumstances. All you need to say, don't let anything else in your brain come out your mouth. Just tell us what we've got on today's show.
Well, we've got some special... Oh, don't know if I want to drink. We've got some special guests today coming from Halton Rangers. So, hello, just introduce yourselves if you like. Move the mic. It's in a bit of a weird position.
It's all right. Yeah, so they're going to introduce themselves.
I'm Ben, left wing.
I'm Jonathan, apparently the chairman.
Probably.
Hi, and I'm Paul, club secretary.
So we've got a player, a chairman who sometimes plays, so part-time player, chairman, and the club secretary here. So we'll be chatting to them in a bit. If you've got any questions for them, you can send them in, anything related. James, do you want to tell us what the big question is for this week, which people can get involved and how they can get involved?
Of course. So this week, it's more of a negative question, so you can have a rant about them. The question is, who do you not like? The sports person you don't like, basically.
Yeah, so somebody in sports. So there's always somebody in sports that winds us up. There's the obvious ones that play the negative role in the media better. But there might be somebody in sport that you watch sport and it just winds you up. So for me, it was Kevin Davies, the Bolton footballer. I don't know why. There was something. He must have done something, and I've suppressed the memory or something. But he used to wind me up every time we played him. He used to just annoy me. So, and I don't want to be like getting all personal about it, but somebody that winds you up. So there's the obvious ones out there. But if you've got someone that you think they wind me up because of this, then let me know.
And to let us know, there's plenty of ways to get in touch. You can text us on 07399 085508. That's 07399 085508. Email us studio@beyondradio.co.uk. And if you want to call in, it's 01524 888 450. And Twitter, our Twitter is @sport_beyond. We've got a Twitter hashtag as well. We don't always use it, but we try to. Hashtag sport talk. So plenty of ways to get in touch. You don't have to get in touch just about the big question. If you want to ask any of us lads questions today, you've got 5 people to ask questions. To ask a question that can be about anything. Not anything, but I need to choose my words a bit better. But if you got a song request, if you just want a shout out, you want a shout out for your local sports team, anyway, just have a go, get in touch, let us know you're listening. But first, music-wise, let's have Soul Serenada, don't know if I've pronounced that right, by Aretha Franklin.
You've pronounced that one right, that's all right.
Oh, well, that's a relief.
Only you.
On this Sunday afternoon, nearly said Tuesday, on Beyond Radio, it's Beyond Radio Sport. We've got our first ever proper special guests on the show. Sorry, Dan, you're not a proper special guest. Well, I suppose Matt was a couple of weeks ago. But we've got some studio guests, lads from Halton. So, first of all, we've got the club secretary. Forgot your name.
Paul, afternoon.
Paul.
We've got Paul here. And how long have you been involved in the club then?
This time round, since we started again in July. I did previously play for the club. We ran for, Halton's got a massive long history. There used to be a team a long time ago. We folded 6 years ago. We had a reserve team which I actually ran and played for. And obviously since then, we stopped due to lack of involvement, lack of commitment from a few people, support, doing the behind the scenes. But as I say, we started again, so it's all looking good.
And some good results recently as well.
Yes, some very good results.
But you've not been playing this week, that's right?
No, we had a weekend off this weekend.
International break, eh?
Yes, yes.
I think when you have a break, sometimes chance to bounce back, or sometimes it, in your case, in good run of form, it can sort of halt you.
Stops some momentum, doesn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, we're kind of seeing it as a welcome break. We've got Caton next weekend in our local rivalry game. So that's the fifth team cup, the senior cup. So they're a few divisions higher than us at the top of the Premier League. So it should be a good test for all of us.
You looking forward to it?
Yes, definitely.
Are you home or away?
1:30 kick-off. We're at home.
1:30?
Yeah. Just in case it goes to extra time. and
1:30 kick-off at home. And where is home?
We play on King George's Fields, Sline Road.
Sline Road, okay.
Yeah. So it's pitch number 2. So if you're coming from the Sline Road away, it's the far pitch.
Fantastic. So I say it every week, but I'll try and get down for a big cup match. You know what I mean? I'll wear my colours and be down there. Halton Ultras. That's me and you, James, yeah?
Yeah.
So we'll have to get some chants going for some of the players. We'll get that sorted out. Yeah, James, any more questions?
Well, we've got a question here for Ben Baxter. And it's from Ian. It says, who will finish top goal scorer for Halton Rangers this season?
It's Ben Baker for the record, and Mum, I made it. Our very own Louis Causey. His name's Lewis Cox, but he prefers Louis Causey. So
hello to Louis Causey if you're listening.
That's to the Visitor and the Guardian. So just for your records, I reckon it'll be Lewis Cox, but I reckon I'll keep creeping on him. I know he's got a bit of a twitchy bum at the moment because little Ben Baker's coming for him, but we'll just keep banging him in left, right, and centre as long as the team keeps scoring. We're all happy, aren't we?
Look at that fighting talk there. It doesn't matter as long as the team keeps winning.
Talking with confidence, eh?
Yeah.
That's always good. And we've also got the chairman here, or you say probably the chairman.
Probably the chairman. Chairman in title. Chairman with no responsibilities, I think, was when we had the AGM. I was trying to find whatever job title was the most senior with the least work.
Quality.
And that's what I got.
And you also play?
I play a little bit, yeah.
And what position do you play?
I'll play anywhere. I will actually play anywhere. But the idea is with the club now, we're trying to. It's obviously restarted. We're trying to give a lot of chances to the younger lads that are coming in the side. So I've been playing football for Halton for nearly 15 years. So as much as possible, I'll step back and allow the younger lads to come through and get 90 minutes, keep them interested. Particularly now when we're just often for a lot of them it's their first experience of senior football too. So keeping them consistently involved is really important for us too.
Absolutely. And are you going to be threatening the top goal scorer chance? No.
Dead simple. No.
Okay.
I can't get far enough forward. Well, I can if I do it once. Then there's only once.
And who do you think will finish top scorer? Not that it matters because it's a team game, and as long as the team wins, it doesn't matter. But that's the right thing to say. But we all want to be top goal scorer.
Well, I would say, I reckon Ben Baker sat next to me has got the biggest chance because I think Lewis Cox is starting to struggle a little bit now.
Do you think the fame's gone to his head?
I do actually, yeah, I do.
Because we mentioned him a few times, and he was banging him in, and you know what I mean. And I was like all excited. He looked like the real deal, and I found out he was a City fan, which made it a bit worse.
That's right.
But so it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting to see who gets it.
Yeah, it's attracting quite a bit of attention on Facebook as well, is Lewis. Quite a few random ladies propping up on our Facebook page now, isn't there?
Is that down to us?
Maybe.
Is he a bit of a ladies' man, is he?
He thinks he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
And he thinks that scoring goals will get girls, does he? Is that the only reason he does it?
That's the only maths he can do, yeah.
So why is it that Ian's called you Ben Baxter, Ben?
Oh, let's pass that back.
Ben Baxter, I don't know. I think it'd be over the phone, wouldn't it? I couldn't tell you.
So it's not some kind of running joke because at my cricket...
No, well, I'm not too bothered. When we smash Caton next weekend in the paper, it'll be Ben Baxter, but everyone knows it's Ben Baker now, obviously, because they're beyond.
So it'll be Ben Baker hat-trick.
Yeah. Hopefully my mate Evan Ashton as well, he can score another screamer. It was a cross last weekend, but we'll give him it. You know, he's a centre-back. If I was to describe him as a centre-back, it would be agile, energetic. Sort of like if Lionel Messi was a centre-back, that's my mate Evan and our very own centre-back. And he's on fire at the moment, isn't he?
Is Evan listening today?
I think he had a heavy light last night and he had to miss it, but
right.
Yeah, he's really gutted about that, I believe.
So he was out celebrating and practising his crosses?
Well, that's it, yeah, that was it, yeah. He's just resting up for next weekend, really. We're playing our little sister, you know, we're the big brother in Halton, aren't we? We've obviously got a lot of better class, just not the experience. But we'll see, won't we?
I've got a feeling Ben's just come on just to antagonise the opposition. It's just a proper wind-up. And didn't you have a right-back that scored a hat-trick the other week?
We did, yes. Stevie Shell.
Stevie Shaw, I was
Stevie
reading and
Shaw.
he was like, right back. I was like, that's impressive.
That's it.
Hat-trick from
I
right back.
think it just shows the quality in our squad, to be honest.
I think it does,
From goalkeeper up to striker up to all the subs, we've not got any weaknesses really, have we? I could spend all day going through the team, but we'll be here a long time. We've only got a 2-hour slot, haven't we, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of this suggestion? Should I tweet Caton United and get them involved?
No. They'll be listening. They'll hear about it. It'll be in the press tomorrow. Don't you worry about that.
What are you expecting from the game on Saturday then against Caton? Will it be brutal? Is it friendly rivalry or is it bitter?
No, there's definite friendly rivalry with Caton. I mean, when I mentioned before that we folded for a while, we had a lot of our players go and play for Caton. Subsequently, a lot of them have come back. So it'll be a good game.
The Friday we protect the streets, and then on a Saturday we strut our stuff on the football pitch, banging goals and left, right, and centre. We all live in the village. Do you live in the village? Oh, these don't live in the village, but most of us are true Halton lads. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, these have just hopped on board the ship.
So you protect the streets? You mean like a police officer or a vigilante?
Well,
or?
that's it. Yeah, really. Yeah, that's like a vigilante. That's nail on the head. Yeah.
Left wing vigilante.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
very good. So you got involved because you're a local lad.
Yeah, I got involved. I lived in Halton for 32 years, I think, until I moved out a couple of years ago. And I played for Halton Rangers from the age of about 5 or 6, and as a kid right through till joined the senior team when I was 16 in '98. Played for them until we folded 5 or 6 years ago, like Bowdy said before. And obviously when we started, so there's a lot of people who are involved now who were involved back then. And when we had a chat about it earlier this year and thought, should we? 'Cause one of the things that happens is you grow old and you have kids, and particularly if Halton Rangers isn't going anymore. Actually, dragging yourself out on a Saturday to commit to playing football is quite a few discussions, done it. So we had a few chats about it earlier this year and decided it was worth giving it a go again. And like I said, there's a good mix now between youth and experience, which we're trying to encourage more youth into the side. Definitely from Halton people as well, like Ben, people actually live in the village. Because the other part of Halton, in terms of football, is they've got a really big junior setup now.
Brilliant.
With tons and tons of teams, tons and tons of age groups. So there's an opportunity for us to kind of keep the club there for some more natural progression as they come in.
Well, that's great, because I think a lot of people will realise and think that there's local teams around, but they don't realise the part it plays in the local community. Do you know what I mean? Especially, so I played, weekend football Saturdays and Sundays a lot of time, but played for the same team, and you got to see the same people, but all the way through. So if there is teams there for once you've finished junior football, it gives someone somewhere to go and keep in that habit and that dressing room atmosphere and keeping fit and just that whole competitive thing. Because for me, probably coming towards retirement age now, but you want to play as long as you can, because there's a time when you can't play. And 6 years ago or something, you said a club folded and you were playing. What did you do in between? Did you play for someone else or did you just chip it off?
I went to go and play for Caton.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
No,
but
well, I played for Caton Reserves for about a year and a half, and then my eldest son was born. I just packed it in completely, kind of lost interest a little bit, and playing for Caton, as much as it was good fun, it was never quite the same as playing for Halton with my mates. And I think that's probably, hopefully, the same thing a lot of people would say. Like Bowdy said before, there's a few people who went to go and play for Caton, and now we've started up again, have come back. There's a few who haven't, but we'll see them next Saturday.
Superb, exciting stuff. So that's you. So you were in the village for 32 years, and then so.
Yeah, well, pretty much the same. I grew up in the village. I didn't live there quite as long. I moved out when I was 18, so quite a while ago now. But I was always involved, got friends in the village, always involved with coming back and having that sort of banter and camaraderie with people that I grew up with. So when the opportunity presented itself, and I'm in a different position now, I was able to help out a little bit with the team, get it going. I do quite a lot of the behind the scenes. I don't play. Too old, unfit, and everything else that goes along with that. But I'm certainly there every single week, and it's that's my reason for getting involved.
And did you ever play for the team?
Yes, slightly. I ran the reserve side the year that we folded. I played a couple of years before that as well in the reserve side. I've never been the fittest of football players. Don't mind all of my hands up to that. But
What position were you playing when you played, Ben?
goalkeeper,
Right.
the one that had the less movement.
Baldy once played in one game up at St Martin's College when he was 7. He came on, started the game at left wing or centre forward or something.
Yeah.
And after 7 minutes, had to substitute himself because he was absolutely exhausted. And that's full whack for Baldy. 7 minutes. Right.
And talking of goalkeepers, we've had another question for Ben from goalkeeper Point, is he called? Yeah. Is that?
Yeah.
So and he says, there's rumours on social media your nickname is Scrappy Doo. Can you confirm this and explain why?
Yeah, I can confirm it is. Yeah, it's not one brought up by myself. Pointer. Right. Really, it's hard to turn off when you're protecting the streets from Monday to Friday. It's hard to turn it off on the football pitch. And when you get so into it and when you love the village as much as I do, you lose your head sometimes, don't you? And that's where I've adopted that nickname.
And Point, is there anything that you want to say about him? Anything?
Yeah, he's a solid goalkeeper for us when he's not getting lobbed all the time. But other than that, he's all right, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so you just need to stay on his line a bit more.
Stay on his line, yeah.
Or does he get lobbed on his line?
He gets lobbed as well.
All right.
Yeah, well, yes. Somehow, yeah.
I think this dialogue is going to run and run. But if we can just move the microphone back across this way and get it a bit closer, because I think there is a serious side to this. It's all fun and games, and I get the sense of community here. I really do get that. But in terms of making a decision to reform the team and reset up, how did that decision come about?
Well, there was a group of us. Ian Black was quite instrumental in it. But it's all well and good having the intentions to start, but
yeah, of course.
We've had a lot of help from businesses in the village that have sponsored us.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'd like to say thanks to the Greyhound.
Of course.
They sponsored our away strip.
And that's the pub in the village.
That's one of the pubs in the village.
Yeah.
There's one next door to it, the social club as well, which we occasionally go back to. But the Greyhound's certainly the main one. They do put food on for us afterwards, so any away teams that are playing at our place, if they, more than welcome to come back, there'll be food on, and there's good beer in there as well. And Anthony, the guy who runs it, is a brilliant landlord.
Brilliant.
So yeah, really welcoming atmosphere. We've also had the village butchers. They've helped us out with a donation as well. So again, pop up there and get some fresh meat, and it's really good quality.
Yeah, I can confirm that I've had meat from the butchers there before, and I was talking to the lads just off air there, and I can endorse that. I can't endorse the Greyhound as yet, but I will be going to visit Anthony just for research purposes and having a chat there. So if you're in the village, make sure you go to the butchers and then go to the pub after.
Hang on a minute. So you can't endorse it, even though they've just endorsed it.
No,
so
they've endorsed it, but I can't confirm it.
You don't trust him.
I
you
trust
don't trust
him,
his judgment.
I trust my experience more. So if I go in there and I speak to Anthony, maybe after a game, and say, look, I'm from the Halton Rangers Ultras. And introduce myself, and then we'll see what's what. So there's two of them. Anybody else that's been helpful to help get the team set up?
The Red Door Cafe, which has recently reopened. I'm sure that people will remember the floods of last year.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Basically, the Red Door opened, I don't know the exact date, so forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but they opened roughly a year before the floods and then just got absolutely obliterated. So fair play to Bob. He's redone it and just opened again last weekend. So the 15th of October. So they've given us a good donation. We are going to obviously start going in there as well. Going to have some team meetings and things in there. But again, check them out on TripAdvisor. They've got fantastic reviews. Absolutely fantastic place. Just pop down there, have a look, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed with them either.
Yeah, and that's probably better for me, because anybody who knows me knows I love coffee. You know what I mean? I'll go to the pub, less frequently than I go to the coffee shop. Do you know what I mean? If I'm honest, so I will definitely pop in there and see Bob and the squad in there.
They are only 2 minutes apart. You can do both.
All right, okay. So we'll try them out. I'll come, and have some. Does the Greyhound serve food? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so we'll go in there for a bit of food. We'll have a nice coffee, and then we're going to get some meat to take home for later on.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you are listening, get involved with them. It is great. We are a community radio station. We want to support the community, and if you are local and listening, you will know about the floods last year, and that was. It was a massive hit to a lot of local businesses, so fair play to the Red Door Cafe.
Yes.
And for getting started again and for supporting this team here. Have we got more music now, James?
Indeed we have, but we'll just reiterate, before we do go to that music, we'll just reiterate what the big question is.
Yeah.
The big question is there any sports people that you don't like? And we have had one response, and it's from Alan. He says... that he's never liked Jose Mourinho and Luis Suarez. They're two that wind him up because of their past actions and arrogance.
Winning stuff.
Yeah. So if you've got anything to add to that, or you've got an answer to that, and do get in touch if you've got song requests, or you just want a shout out. You can ask us questions and what have you. Point, as he's called, has already contributed with 2 questions. I wonder if he can actually ask a serious question.
I think they were serious. And if there's any other players listening, please get in touch. Tell us what you think of the lads that are in the studio, anything you want to ask them that is appropriate. And then, we'll make sure we do that. But, we'll be keeping with the gents here a bit more and promoting all things Halton. So if you've got anything that you want to ask him or find out how you can get involved, then get in touch.
And the contact details, text us on 07399085508. Our email address is studio@beyondradio.co.uk. Call in on 01524 888 450. And our Twitter is @sport_beyond. So plenty of ways to get in touch there. Let's have Troublemaker by Weezer.
It's good knowledge, that, isn't it? It's good knowledge to know. And he's like Halton's answer to Danny Alves.
He is, absolutely. And he's got more money than Danny Alves as well.
Okay, well, he will do. And who's and this is a bit horrible, but just for a bit of balance, who's the least intelligent? So if you were going to a pub quiz, who would you not take?
Lewis Cox, without Louis Cozy.
Louis Cozy. You wouldn't take Louis?
Oh, no. Not the sharpest toolbox, no.
But he is in the penalty box, though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Lethal.
Yeah, feed a lion and he'll score.
Right, so everybody agrees here that Louis Cozy is not the person for the pub quiz. And who's got the best dressed sense in the squad, then? Who's the best dressed? Who comes in always smart and a bit sharp on a Saturday into the changing room? They've got decent gear.
Steve Shell's always got new shoes and new boots. He's got so much money, that man, he just buys new gear all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think everyone usually turns up all right. James Larton, possibly.
So there's nobody that's got terrible dress sense that comes in Crocs and,
Danny Thompson sometimes.
And a shirt.
Random pieces, doesn't he?
Who's that?
Danny Thompson.
He was going
to be with us today, but he rang in sick at 1:05.
Rang in sick at 1:05. So that's Danny. He's probably up buying some new gear or something, probably in Primark or something.
Yeah.
Okay, and just on a more serious note, so you've reformed, we've talked a bit about the history and how you come back, and I'm getting a real sense for the community feel, but what are your hopes and ambitions for this season?
For this season? Well, we want promotion.
So you're quite open about that, that's what we want, that's what, and if we don't get it, I will be disappointed.
Yeah, we will be disappointed. We want to have a team next season and the season after and so on, have a bit of longevity about it, but we want to get promoted. We all want to win every week, don't we? So there's no two ways about it. We want to get promoted.
And I like that sense of ambition. And do you think I know it's early days, but do you think that you've got a good chance of doing that when you've seen the teams that you've played against already and games that you've won and lost? Do you think as though that you're in a position where that might happen?
I think we've got a chance. We've lost 2 games against Bowram and Golgate reserves. That won't happen again. We're pretty confident of that.
Okay.
But there's a couple of other teams. Botany Sands are still unbeaten, I think, so they look a good side. I think they lost yesterday in the cup, but that's different. Yeah. So in the league they're still unbeaten. So there's a few teams that are going to be up and around there, but we feel like we're progressing week in, week out. So
excellent.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time then?
It's not a job interview.
What, personally or as a club?
As a club.
As a club, well, I'd hope we'd be a couple of divisions higher up. That'd be the ambition. Yeah.
Well, it's good that there's ambition there because that's what you need to see.
What I think is this season, I don't think we'll win it. I think Botany Sands will knack it this season. But we'll finish second next year. I think people will start seeing that we're going to start tearing the leagues up, and I think they'll start jumping on board. And I just see us going straight to Division 1 and then Prem. I think so. In 5 years' time, I think you'll see us up there with best.
I think, Ben, you need to say exactly what you think. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no
yeah.
diplomacy.
Well, that's it,
Don't beat around the bush. Just tell us exactly
If you
what you
knew
think.
me, you can ask me mum. I'm being deadly serious. I'm fully confident that this Halton team will start ripping the area up.
Excellent. Well, that's what we want. Do you know what I mean? It's fight and talk, and I like that.
If
Hopefully
any
not.
teams are listening in the area, I'd be worried. But I think if they're listening and if they come and watch us play and you catch us on our day, I think we're unbeatable.
Okay, well,
Genuinely,
we'll see, and I'm excited that I'm following a team that says that.
That's good, yeah.
And another thing, and another serious note, you know, in terms of, we've talked about what you've done to get the club restarted, your hopes and ambitions. People have helped you along the way, but there may be people listening who are thinking, I like the sound of this, it sounds like a good community team. Is there anything that you, apart from getting down to support you, is there anything that you could do with help with? That you know, there's positions that you need filling or stuff that you need help doing?
That's a good question, actually. I don't think there is, actually, is there? I mean, we're fortunate in as much as we've got a really good committee. We've good, and I'm not trying to be too nice to them, but there's lots of people who, like anything at grassroots football, you've got to have a bit like in here, you've got to have a lot of volunteers who work really hard, who are prepared to give up their own time to do stuff that sometimes is fun and sometimes it's a bit not. You know, AGMs and league meetings and whatever, filling out referee reports ain't the most glamorous things they're doing, but we're fortunate as much as we've got enough people to do that, you know, volunteers to wash the kits and wash the boobs after training, all that nonsense that needs doing. We've got a good squad of players, and we've got some really good supportive sponsors too, so generally speaking I think we're doing quite well, and that's just a recognition of all the effort that went in pre-season, because there's lots and lots of it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing to acknowledge. You know what I mean? When there is a club like this, there's the players on the pitch, but there's people that do all of the other stuff at any level of football.
Yeah.
There's somebody, because it goes way beyond a Saturday afternoon. It's all through the week, whether it's meetings, arranging things, finding who can play, washing the kits, paying the referee, getting the ground. So it's huge like that, and it's great to acknowledge those people. But even more so when you're starting up again, maybe not from scratch, but certainly from scratch for the last 6 years, to get people and get that investment is huge. So anything we can do as volunteers here at the station here, we love to do that, and that's what we want to promote, because it's not just about picking a team, it's about, you know, promoting things in the community, getting people into you know, grassroots football, if you like, because it is exciting and it is something that you can be a part of and invest in.
Yeah, and I think actually as well, it's a bit of a, for the Lancaster and Morecambe area in particular, the North Lancashire Football League, the Saturday Afternoon League, as a whole social thing for everybody that's involved. If you think right through all the clubs, all the divisions, all the leagues, all the towns, all the villages, whatever, it's a huge thing for our local community.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's brilliant. And also the guys who put a load of time in just to run the league as well.
Yeah.
You know, the lorries of this world and everywhere else who have to run the league, they're volunteers too. And there's loads of work that goes in there to make it possible for us to run a team, for the lads to play in the team right the way through.
Yeah, and I remember from my career, and it's not always a career, it's always popular, but when I play weekends, it was the referees that would turn up every week, do you know what I mean? Or sometimes they didn't turn up, but and to get a bit of stick, because referees do anyway, and in particular at that level, you'd have the ones that you know who maybe feel are a bit better than others, that you don't want to, but they do give up their time, and they do that all weathers, and know for an hour and a half at least, you're going to get abused on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And so it takes all sorts, even in the league that aren't always the most popular, especially if you get a silly booking or whatever, and you know, if it's dissenting, you've got to pay it, because I don't know how it works with your club, but my club, if it was a tackle, the club would pay it, but if it was dissent, I'd have to take...
No, if you get fined, you get fined.
All right. Yeah. I only got one booking in my whole career, but so I remember it was for dissent. I said something to the referee like, excuse me, and he booked me or something, I had to pay because it was dissent, but it was really polite. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't mouthy at all, but he was annoyed. I think it was a straw that broke the camel's back. So it is a massive thing for the league, for the other teams. And it's said this is not just exclusive to Halton Rangers. This happens in every team.
Right.
It's just that we happen as a show to be fans of Halton. So that's why we're profiling you guys now and throughout the season.
Right, let's have some more music now. Let's have All This Love by Assembly. We'll be back 3 here on Beyond Radio Sport. We've still got another hour. That hour went really quickly. It always does, doesn't it, Ian?
Yes, it does, James.
So we've got some more time. Halton Rangers lads are still with us.
Well, 2 of them.
Yeah, Ben Baxter, Ben Baker, whatever he's called, has left the building. But what a character he is.
Yeah, I think he had to go because I think his girlfriend, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
His girlfriend was in the car, and it's not fair. We told him he could have brought her in, but she was listening to the radio. So very good.
Yeah, and we've still got a bit of time with you still. Was there anything else you wanted to say about coming down, was it?
Well, yeah, I was just going to put in that if anyone wants to get involved, I mean, we've got a very active Twitter, which is at Halton Rangers FC, and Facebook page, and we're very active on social media. So if anyone wants to get involved in sponsoring us or anything like that, then by all means get in touch via one of them platforms. We've got a website as well. Just Google Halton Rangers. You'll find all our contact details on there. And by all means, get in touch. There's one more thank you that we completely forgot about. We've had a new badge designed.
Yeah.
By
Yeah, I've seen that. Very nice.
By Laura. Yeah, she just contacted us and designed a couple of badges for us. Put in quite a bit of work. So, which I say thanks to her as well.
So who's that, Laura?
I'll have to check Facebook.
All right. So Laura, thank you, Laura, if you are listening, for designing the badge. It is a very nice badge, and if you want to check that out, go on the site and have a look at that. And I just want to thank the gentleman for coming in and being part of the show today. As I say, we've been, in partnership with Halton Rangers since the start of the season, and I've really enjoyed having them in today, learning a little bit more. And if you are in the area, follow them on social media, get down, support local football, all local sports really at grassroots level. It is great to be a part of. It's great to support that. And just the whole thing on a sporting thing at a weekend, get involved and see if you can. And we highlight it on our social media and our Twitter account. And so if you need any more information, get on there. So thanks, gentlemen, for coming in. I really appreciate that. Look forward to coming down. Look forward to coming down in a few weeks and supporting you and seeing what you do and hearing if Ben can really back up his mouth.
And if you've got nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon, just get along to King George playing fields and you see the fixtures on the website www.haltonrangersfc.co.uk. Not very hard to remember really, and you've got plenty of ways to get in touch. They're friendly guys, as we've seen today. Be interesting if the first person you met was Ben. But just thanks for joining us on the show. It's been great to have you here. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Just thank you for coming, and let's have some more music now. Hopefully we'll have you on the show again in the future.
That'd be good.
And we'll enjoy that, get down, maybe do a few interviews outside broadcasts maybe. We'll see, but James and Ian are going to invade not Bamber Bridge. We're going to invade Halton Rangers FC. Well, that didn't come out right.
What music have we got?
We've got Over and Over by Hot Chip.
Fantastic.
Now.
Let's have a bit of Hot Chip.